I am Sean Chalfin, and I believe that I have been framed and defrauded by Kayak, the Booking Holdings Inc., Expedia Group, and GoDaddy, including Nexstar Media Group, Fastly, Akamai, and Rocksit.net in Istanbul, Turkey. And also, Clicktripz. Those that I have mentioned in this video, I allege have defrauded me, and I'm asking the FBI to open up a case. I believe these laws right here have been broken. This video is protected by Title 18 U.S. Code 1512. It is evidence for my complaint to the FBI and the Michigan Attorney General's office. I believe this man right here, his name's Tom Parker, has defrauded me. In the back of that screenshot of him, you could see Kayak. On the right, underneath of mass.care, you see the same thing. It's Kayak. Kayak is cross-origin attacking my website, and I took this screenshot when they were overtaking mass.care. What Expedia is doing to me right now, and I mean right now, just like Kayak is taking over mass.care, Expedia is vaping using a product called React and vaping this derogatory content in my websites right now as an index file. Now, the Michigan Attorney General's office has sent Expedia 2 different letters since 2019. I've been asking them to do a whole lot more. But Expedia doesn't stop doing what they're doing. They're continually hacking me and defaming my websites and my person, crucifying my digital footprint. I have emailed Bob Zelick multiple times about this incredible derogatory content. And I've sent this to the FBI. They don't stop doing it. They're still doing this. They're still vaping it using React, and they're jacking this into my websites. I've emailed Barry Diller this incredible derogatory content that they have using vape, jacking it into my websites, and the only thing they do is encrypt it. They're still doing it like they did 3 years ago. They hacked me line by line by cross-origin resource sharing, just like they are right here. Expedia made sure I could not start a travel business because they cloned my websites every single time I created a website. And they're still doing it December 11th, 2022. Expedia, line by line, using these tags TIQ CDN. But today, they're asyncing it in from Akamai and Rocksit. And Rocksit is Chris Ishmael in Istanbul, Turkey. And it's rocksit.net. And they are cloning the website by keeping the content on a different server. Instead of doing this, instead of doing that, because I caught them doing this. So they knew they had to hide it. I caught them doing this. They knew they had to hide it. And so now they're doing that. They're doing this right here. They're asyncing it. but I caught him sinking this incredible, derogatory, racist content into mask.care because they were sinking this. And look at this racist words, these racist words right here on Expedia's website. And they wanted to make sure that if you misspelled they wanted to cover some the most popular way to misspell certain words. I have their script. I have their source code for this. I have Expedia's source code for this incredible derogatory content. I allege that GoDaddy framed me with this URL using child pornography. I submitted this URL to Congress September 1st, 2021, and said that this was GoDaddy, and they hacked my Facebook page, posting child porn on my timeline. And they did that, I allege, so they could delete the evidence of cyber.lease and my travel companies and travel websites that I posted on Facebook to promote them. They turned this URL into child pornography, and there are 8, 9, 10-year-old girls on this website having sex with 30 and 40 and 50-year-old men. And when I turned this into Congress, this website, vivozap, when I typed it in, looked like this. On May 15th, 2022, I discovered that vivozap, the URL, was turned into child pornography. 8 months after I submitted my 825-page complaint to my congressman, to the FBI, to the Michigan Attorney General's office, it was turned into child porn. And shortly after that, I called Elizabeth Ryder from Nexstar Media Group, and I said, your cohorts have now framed me with child pornography. I left her a message, and she's the only one I called. vivozap's child porn now looked like this. It went from that to this. And it is exactly what happened when I called Elizabeth Ryder back in 2019, and I said that her company was using Hosting Compass to defraud me as a man-in-the-middle attack. And they were injecting content into my websites. And you know what happened? This, after sending her an email, Lacana was taken down. Lacana now looked like that on the right. It was originally redirected to Nexstar Digital, but then after I made a couple more complaints, it was a 404 redirect, but now Lacana doesn't even open up. But there are multiple subdomains, and still Fastly is propagating their content. The reason I called Elizabeth Ryder is because of Hosting Compass. That's a GoDaddy domain. And I want to share that Hosting Compass, when they were attacking me, when Lacana was attacking me, Hosting Compass, when I say Lacana, that's Nexstar Media Group, Hosting Compass had those A records. Above.com was their name servers. And they were identical to vivozap when vivozap framed me with child pornography. Now, I'm going to show how I believe that vivozap is GoDaddy. First off, both have BOTUS content delivery networks right here. When TouchVPN was turned into Congress, TouchVPN went from a GoDaddy landing page to a vivozap, to the same DNS as vivozap. And what's interesting is that TouchVPN has this on their landing page, software to manage remote employees, like what they're doing to me. They have me on a BSD jail. I am in a captive port. Lacana, which is Nexstar Media Group, held me on a captive port for almost 3 years. I am on the dark web 9 different ways. And part of that is Nexstar Media Group's Lacana that got me there. TouchVPN was cloning my websites. TouchVPN was cloning the back end of websites into travel domains. They did this to me every single time I launched a website. They're doing it now. TouchVPN is defrauding me December 13th, 2022. Now, this is how they're doing it. And I am going to accuse GoDaddy. I don't have to allege. I know that this was GoDaddy. They wanted my YouTube account down and they wanted my Facebook account down because I had all this TouchVPN and my websites and my domain leasing company on those social media platforms. But GoDaddy used TouchVPN to clone my websites, including mass.care, and they cloned the back end into travel sites using React. And what they did to me, they clone other travel companies' websites. And this was my domain, wallstreet.finance, stolen from me, stolen by GoDaddy. They stole it from me, one of thousands. But they were cloning my domain portfolio into travel sites. And to understand this right here, what I'm going to explain is to understand this incredible organized DNS fraud. There are 2 URLs. You have vivozap and you have www25. And to understand this is how they're using subdomains. They're using subdomains to create millions of travel domains out of landing pages. And they're converting the back end of these bogus landing pages into what I believe millions of travel domains. And I could get to millions real quick. But anyway, let's keep moving on. TouchVPN. By the way, that is not the background photo. Every time my website suit.style was hacked, and it was like this for years, I couldn't get the header, the H1 photo to show. Because TouchVPN was cloning it. Just like they cloned my domain portfolio. Just like they clone travel sites. Just like they clone Priceline. But what they're doing here is cross-origin resource sharing. And when I say they, I mean Booking Holdings Inc. and the Expedia Group. And they're colluding. I don't have to allege. I have caught these people colluding. And this I believe will be the biggest violation of the Sherman Act since the railroads. Since the railroads. They're colluding. And they're colluding through Roxit in Istanbul using Chris Ishmael and Fastly and Akamai. They're colluding. When I say they, the travel companies, they have millions of travel domains that look like bogus landing pages, but underneath, they're Priceline, they're rental cars, they're VRBO, they're HomeAway, and they are redirecting the traffic through the index exchange in Toronto, indexdubdub.com. Kayak, because they use React. This is React's, Kayak's React Facebook account. This is their Facebook app ID for React in Kayak. Kayak.com on the right here. Kayak, mustache. Mustache. Underneath, there's no mustache. Just like mask.care has mustache right here. Kayak clones mask.care. But I really want to point out the R9 CDM. And this is Fastly. That is Fastly. And that's the same company, Lacana, Nexstar Media Group. And there's Polyfill. And that's Fastly. Polyfill. Fastly. Cloning mask.care. November 18th, 2022. Mask.care, overtaken by Kayak.com. Mask, by the way, there is their Twitter ID in Mask.care. There's Kayak and the deep links. Mask.care, Kayak's deep links. Now, what they did here, this only lasted about 20 minutes or less. I don't know. That's all I saw it on there. And then they took it down because they are watching me on my computer right now, taking screenshots constantly and what I'm doing. What they are doing here was setting the groundwork so they could code it. And I pointed that R9 out. Let's go back. Here's R9 in Kayak. R9 right here. R9 CDN. R9 CDN in mask.care. R9. Because what they're doing is syncing the content from Rocksit and Akamai. Rocksit's in Istanbul. And here you have the R9 content, the JavaScripts that I just showed you, syncing in to mask.care. And so they are keeping the content now in a different country. And they're syncing it in. But they're doing this on a massive scale. A massive, massive scale. Colluding. They're cross-origin resource sharing with the Booking Holdings Inc. and Expedia and GoDaddy and Nexstar Media Group. They're colluding. What I'm about to show, I believe, is bigger than anything I've shown after this child porn right here. This is mask.care. And in the network, when they injected their malware, when I say they, GoDaddy, using wsite.com, they inject their malware in a shockwave media player. And that IP address on the left there, embedded in the media player, is Rocksit. And Rocksit on the left, on the right here, those are FTP connections into my website that allow them to do this. Mask.care, overtaken by Kayak. They're doing it to my business suit.style. They've been doing this to me for 7 years. And TouchVPN has a Rocksit IP address. Rocksit. And they are jacking in. Most of the time it's the G static, like what they were doing to me. But they are jacking in content from Istanbul. And GoDaddy, I have caught using Wireshark, SharkTap, wiretapping my home network. I caught GoDaddy and Rocksit wiretapping me. GoDaddy has 5 subdomains underneath rocksit.net. And one of them, when I clicked on it, I didn't click on it, I just put my cursor over it. When I put my cursor over it, that highlighted GoDaddy, and that opened up an enormous avenue of evidence because GoDaddy has been wiretapping me through GoDaddy. This FTP connection I caught wiretapping me. Now, GoDaddy is at High China. It also had GoDaddy domain control servers, which is TouchVPN domain control servers, back in 2015. Those are the GoDaddy.com subdomains. But what I want to point out is that GoDaddy has been wiretapping me from China for a while, which I knew. And going back to this, they are in the Tencent building, Tencent Cloud Computing in Beijing. GoDaddy. And GoDaddy is also sharing under the same roof Clicktripz.cn in China. Vivozap.com, in which the child porn came from, has subdomains as well. And to understand what I'm showing here is to understand this incredible DNS fraud in which I believe Expedia, GoDaddy, and Booking Holdings Inc. are doing. They are colluding using subdomains, and they are cross-origin resource sharing millions of domains. And underneath this right here are thousands of subdomains. It's like one big family tree or a large multi-level marketing tree. That is what you're looking at here. And so TouchVPN looks like this now. It was taken down when I submitted this to Congress. But TouchVPN also has that as a subdomain. And there is the IP address, and it's with Confluence Networks. And Confluence Networks is GoDaddy, and my domains have been pointed at Confluence Networks for 7 years. They've been defrauding me for 7 years through this outfit right here, which is in the Grand Caymans. That IP address ends in 153. Let's revisit that. So here are the TouchVPN subdomains. There's 5 of them. And there's the one we're talking about. The one that's hosted at Confluence Networks. And also, TouchVPN has multiple A records that started to change after they framed me with child porn. But when GoDaddy dropped TouchVPN, they turned it into Clicktripz, which is Ross Weber. This is the big deal. So that IP address, which is the one at Confluence Networks, the subdomain underneath TouchVPN, there were 25,000. There's the first 10,000 right there. And these are all travel domains underneath the landing page. And notice that Airbnb, which is on a different screenshot. It's in here. It has Botus name servers, the same place that TouchVPN was changed to, and the same place that vivozap was changed to. Airbnb in. And what I believe that we're looking at here, I believe that these are the domains that people stopped renewing, or GoDaddy took them away from them because they had they were too close to someone else's domain, like that one. So GoDaddy took it away. And you know what GoDaddy did? They turned it into a travel site, which is miraculous. But what they did is they turned it into a travel site themselves. That's a big deal. GoDaddy took that domain, I allege, airbnbin.com, and they turned it into a travel domain themselves to compete against the people who only have one website. Was re-registered at Hi China, where clicktripz.cn is. Hi China. Here is another example of a domain that's one of those 25,785 Confluence networks underneath TouchVPN. mmmarriott.com. I allege GoDaddy probably took that domain away from somebody, but they have turned it into a travel site in the back end using Bodis. Vivozap's A records. This is a big deal. Vivozap's A records were GoDaddy's until they decided a way to get rid of the evidence that I had on Facebook and YouTube. And they started to change, and they gave it to Chris Ishmael, which is right here, and right here. And I allege that GoDaddy's partner, their hacker, is Chris Ishmael. They gave it to him, and that there's their hacker right there. That's how the child pornography was used. It left GoDaddy's hands and went right to Chris Ishmael and Ross Weber. There's TouchVPN and Clicktripz, Bodis name servers, and this is after GoDaddy dumped it. After I turned this into Congress, they turned it in to Clicktripz's name, A records and name servers. There's vivozap. Vivozap. And before GoDaddy dumped it. There's vivozap. Before GoDaddy dumped it. There's TouchVPN. 2018, those are the A records. Vivozap on the right, TouchVPN on the left. Vivozap on the right, TouchVPN on the left. Clicktripz, Ross Weber. After GoDaddy dumped TouchVPN, they gave it Bodis name servers just like Clicktripz. That's what TouchVPN looked like before and after. TouchVPN was turned into vivozap after I turned him into Congress. And that vivozap was turned into child porn. There's GoDaddy, which is GoDaddy wiretapping me with Roxit. There's TouchVPN. Roxit. There's mask.care. Roxit. And those are FTP connections that they have jacking in similar content so they can cross-origin resource attack my domains like this right here. I allege that this woman right here has knowledge after the fact. She's taken down Lacana. She knows about the DNS fraud. She knows about Ross Weber. She knows about her company Lacana. She knows. She knows about the child porn. She knows a lot. And she's been protecting her company and defrauding me. I've asked for her help multiple times, but instead, she hides the way her company has been attacking me. She hides it. She hides it. Just like she did here, And just like when I showed her this, she took it down, took Lacana down, and now Lacana is just a white page. Doesn't even open. I'm asking the FBI to help me out. They steal from me. They hack my local network. They attack my orders. They have stolen money. They steal. They attack me daily. They attack my relationships. They attack my business. It's been horrific. It's daily for 7 years. 7 years! And I allege that this is organized crime. And I'm asking the FBI to help me. Please! I allege this is organized crime. I'm asking the FBI to help me. I've given the FBI enough information. GoDaddy has taken TouchVPN down because they were doing this. TouchVPN was doing this. Cloning millions of afternic domains into travel sites. This is the biggest violation of the Sherman Act since the railroads. GoDaddy, Expedia Group, Booking Holdings Inc., Nexstar Media Group, Akamai, Fastly, Roxit are guaranteeing that they'll be the dominant travel companies for the years to come, the decades, the lifetimes of years to come. Because of this right here. This is a completely illegal method of collusion, and they've been doing it since, I believe, 2009. It is fraud. And that is why they attack me. They attack me daily because of this. They try to kill me, and they're doing a good job at it. I'm going to have a heart attack if I don't get help. They're doing it on an incredible scale. I am not alleging. I am saying GoDaddy, Expedia Group, Booking Holdings Inc., Nexstar Media Group, Lacana, Fastly, Akamai, Roxit, Clicktripz are colluding, and they are colluding to attack me. This incredible content was jacked in to both Mass.care and Suit.style, and they are trying to do everything they can to ruin my income, to attack me, to destroy everything I built, and they have, because of this kind of crap right here. And I'm asking the FBI to knock on this guy's door, to knock on Elizabeth Ryder's door, Tom Parker, Darren Roos, Nima Kelly, Art Bergman, more. They've attacked me for 7 years, every single day. And I'm asking for help. Multiple times I have been asking for the FBI to help me out, like I am right now. Multiple times have I been asking the Michigan Attorney General's office to help me. I have been framed with child pornography by these cohorts, by these hackers, and by these companies. I'm asking the FBI to come to my house and take the alleged GoDaddy child porn off of my computers. They're not going to stop. And I believe that Kayak is attacking me and targeting me because they want kayak.viajes, in which I have, and they took me to court back in 2017. Priceline.com, which shortly afterwards turned to Booking Holdings Inc., took me to court, and they are targeting me after a lawsuit. I allege that Kayak is targeting me after a lawsuit. A federal lawsuit. They're targeting me after a lawsuit because they're trying to force me into selling them my domain. This domain. Because in 2016, Tom Parker of Kayak said, I understand that you have registered kayak.viajes, this domain of interest to us for obvious reasons. Can you tell me how much you would be willing to sell it to us for? Well, I said I wanted to lease it to him. And Tom Parker said, we're not interested in leasing and only interested in paying $2,000, which is how much it will cost us to take the domain from you using our trademark rights. So if you want to sell it to us for $2,000, let me know. 6.5 years. Kayak has been targeting me. They've been hacking my home, hacking my Wi-Fi network, hacking my clothing orders, and ruining my income. They've targeted everything in my life. They have hacked everything. And I allege that it's coming from Tom Parker. And I'm asking the FBI to do something about it. Now, I've given you enough. I've given the FBI enough information. I believe this is coming from Tom Parker of Kayak. They framed me with child pornography. I'm going to have a heart attack over this.